Most people get stuck sourcing from Alibaba, but in truth, Alibaba is not the best place to go sourcing from. So in this video, I want to show you 7 brilliant places where you'll be able to source your products from and get a lot better deal as a result of it. Let's get into it. Some other places that I really like to go looking at products to source from and give you some insights into why that might be. The first one is dhgate, is my always second place I come looking. But look at, I mean, in terms of the number of visits it gets, it pales in comparison to Alibaba. But I kind of like that as well. The people who are on dhgate as suppliers, they're not getting anywhere near as many people coming to them as Alibaba does. Anywhere near as many people coming to them. And also because it's not a website that's spruiked all over the place, in my experience, they treat you differently as a result of that. You get treated differently because you're not on Alibaba. And so I like it as a place to go sourcing from. Next is Taobao. Taobao. This gets a lot more visitors. This is a quite a China-centric website. There is, of course, an English language version of it, which I'll pull up there. But this is quite a China-centric website. So most Chinese come to Taobao to buy shit. Okay, that's where they're buying. That's their Amazon, for want of a better way of putting it. Okay, so this gets a lot more visits. One thing I like to do with this website is I like to use this for getting comparisons. So a dog lead on Alibaba sells for this much. What does that dog lead sell for on Taobao? And oftentimes there's a massive difference between those two things. Westerner price, China price. Big difference between those two things. So it's a great negotiating tool to use this, okay? The other place I like to go as well is Made in China. Very, very cool website. Made in China. Again, pretty small in terms of the number of visitors it gets. But I like this website because the factories that are on it, and it is factories are on this, the factories that are on this tend to be higher quality factories. So they're not the kind of desperate factories that are just looking for 100 units of something. These tend to be bigger factories, better production quality than Alibaba factories in general, of course. So there's a lot of good stuff on here, and you can find interesting stuff on here as well. So this is more geared towards people right around the world, businesses right around the world, sourcing from China. Okay, kind of cool. Talking of that, the next version of that, probably I'm going to say the bigger version of that, is global sources, which I have sourced a lot of shit from. Again, not many visitors, like it's tiny, the number of people who go to global sources, but the quality of factories, and this is just anecdotal, okay? But in my experience, my seeing it, it certainly looks like the factories that are on here tend to be working with bigger companies. I would say global sources is an incredible place to go next after you found your first factory. Your next factory, when you're looking to ramp up, go find them on global sources, okay? Go find them on global sources. So all of these websites, they all have their own variations. Yeah, that's cool, Dean, of trade assurance and shit like that, okay? But at this level, you're not dealing with that kind of factory. So Alibaba, this is awful to say, but it's true. You're much more likely to get ripped off on Alibaba than you are on global sources. Much more likely to. There's ways of handling that, of course, but yeah, much more likely to. Simply because lots more smaller factories are on there. The other one I really like as well is EC21. It's another B2B marketplace. This is tiny, absolutely tiny marketplace, but these are really, really good as well. Notice that these all follow, I feel like they all use the same kind of basic template. No, it's all the same basic template. But what I like this people for is here. They actually make it front and center. That's for your RFQ, getting your RFQs done there. So if you know what you want, if you've got, for instance, a product specification sheet, this is the place to put it. A really good place to put in your stuff, okay? If you don't know what a product spec sheet is, that's a conversation for another video. Next, India Mart. As it says, you want to go source in India, and you should. I read a great article in The Economist this weekend about India, the rise of India. This place is going to take over the world without a shadow of a doubt. Certainly it's going to kick the ass of China. If you want to go source from India, really, really great. In my experience, sourcing from India, textiles, rubber, plastics are first rate out of India. I'm also exploring coming out of Turkey as well for textiles as well. Last one. This is the eWoo marketplace, eWoo marketplace. And somebody who actually knows how to pronounce that probably is going to kick my ass and tell me I'm an idiot. But what is the eWoo? So eWoo marketplace is a massive, massive market that's in China that Chinese people go to. And for a long, long time, kind of was a hidden thing that most people just didn't know about. Well, over time, more and more Westerners have become aware of it. It's like a big wholesale market, but it's massive, like insanely big. I think there's over 80,000 shops at the eWoo marketplace. And then around the market as well, a whole raft more. So one of my companies that I use for printing is just around the eWoo marketplace. Another one that I use for packaging is just around the eWoo marketplace, etc., etc. Anyway, you should definitely come here and come and check out what these people have. This is a unbelievably good place to go and source from as well. Okay, if you get the opportunity to go to it, I think it would be a hell of an experience. I've never been, but I think it would be a hell of an experience to go to it and go and check it out. I'm just clicking on random stuff. Of course, everything's in renminbi, but really, really good. So that's the eWoo marketplaces as well. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of professional e-commerce sellers right around the world with over 2,500 members and growing. We're the fastest growing community of e-commerce professionals right around the world with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is in the description below, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.